Welcome to Money Mindset, the show where we talk to ordinary people who have done extraordinary things because they changed their mind about money. I'm truly excited. Today we have the awesome, the beautiful, the entrepreneur, author, actress, content creator, model, Miss Bethany Benz in the building. Y'all give it up for Miss Bethany. How are you today?
I'm doing good now. You're guessing me up a little bit. How are you today?
Good. Like you said, I'm excited to finally put this together. I know we've been working on this for a little bit now, and I just appreciate your time and for you deciding to join us. Thank you so much.
No problem. I'm excited to be here.
Awesome. So listen, I'm gonna dive right into it, but I want to start from the beginning because, like I said, the show is really just the goal here is to really just give people an opportunity to see people who are just like them, right? A lot of times we look at, entrepreneurs, we look at CEOs and authors and celebrities, and we go, well, I could never do that. And we forget that they were just like them, but they just made a decision and said, I'm going to take a chance on myself and chase my goal. And that's really the point here. So we're going to kind of dive into the psyche that is you.
Okay. Well, fair enough.
Awesome. So first and foremost, let me make sure I get this right. From the Ukraine, right?
That's correct.
Okay,
Yes.
Ukraine and Nigerian, right?
That's where my father is from, yes.
Okay, awesome. So we're in the Ukraine. And if I did my research right, you started modeling pretty early, right? Like pre-teens, no?
Before 18, definitely. Yes.
Okay. Now, was that while you were in because you were born in Ukraine, and then at some point did you move to where were you when you started modeling?
Well, I mean, I honestly tried out like for some teenage modeling when I was in Ukraine. It didn't really go that far because I was still young. I wasn't even like 13 years old. So well, basically that's when I moved here and I kind of like didn't really think about it. But then people kept like pursuing me about it. So I kind of give it a shot.
Okay. So I'm gonna take it back. We're gonna rewind back to young you
Okay.
in the Ukraine, trying to take a shot at modeling. What made you think, even at a young age, that you could do that? Was that just something that you always wanted to do?
Well, first of all, in Ukraine, like it's 99.9% Ukrainian. So me being a mixed race, like I thought, like, I had the exotic look that nobody else had. So I had an advantage of that.
At a young age, you had enough insight to think, hey, I got a different look that everybody else in this area has.
I think that's common sense.
Wow. I don't know. Is that common? That's dope.
I mean, because a lot of people like was even asking me to be in say music videos because there's not enough like, when people of color there. So I always had that advantage, like anybody that was like trying to be like a rapper, like a Russian European rapper. So I always wanted like an exotic girl in the video. Like, I mean, European girls are fine too, but yeah, like I always had that going for me, basically.
That's what's up. So when did you move to the States?
I was like 13 and a half.
About 13 and a half. Okay. Did you decide that you wanted to do modeling then as well, or were you kind of like, oh, I got to get used to this scene first?
Yeah, I kind of forgot about that, and plus, I was like, I don't have that advantage anymore here.
All right, they
you
took away your advantage.
The advantage of like I'm not the only person that look like that or whatnot, so I really didn't think about it much at that point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did your parents did they support your goals, your vision of being a model?
Well, my mother never moved here. My father always supported everything I wanted to do. Because you still have to, if you're doing it before your legal age, you have to have a parent agreement to do adult type of bookings, So because I always look older.
Okay.
So I never got picked up for like any teenage stuff or anything like that.
Okay. So
yeah.
Dad was definitely supportive. Okay. So so we're in the States now, right?
Yeah.
When did you decide, all right, I'm ready to get back into this modeling thing?
I don't know. People was just like, I know this girl, you kind of look kind of like a model and this and that. You can do what these people are doing. And I just kind of like, okay, totally different people telling me the same thing that don't even know each other. Maybe I should give it a shot.
Mhm.
And plus I think I was in the gym and this lady from like Ford Models approached me, but they was ready to give me a contract and everything, but she told me to lose all this weight, which I did. But then she was like, you need to get like breast reduction because you got like a sexy look. And I'm like, oh, I'm not doing that.
What?
I'm sorry.
Wow. She said
Yeah.
all that?
So yeah. I mean, that's like Ford and Elite was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the biggest.
Sure.
But that wasn't just gonna work. I'm like, I don't care what you guys promising me. I'm not doing any type of surgery at at an age I'm not even like legal.
So that's that. You bring up an interesting point, and if you don't mind speaking on that a little bit, because we talk about mindset here.
Mhm.
Most people got Ford in front of them, like you said. That's the big of the bigs, right? And they're telling you, hey, do this, this, and this, and we got you. And you say no. I'm gonna ride with my own look. What gave you the, how should I put this, the bravery, the fortitude to be like, no, 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 I don't need to do those things. I'm gonna be good with the way I look right now.
I mean, first of all, it's common sense. Like, first of all, you're still growing. Second of all,
Right.
they wanted me to get like a breast reduction. And I'm like, I'm not
At
like,
a young age.
like, that doesn't make any sense to me at 17 years old.
Right.
Because it's like, I don't care how much weight I lose, I can't lose my breast. Like, because they don't, no, you don't lose that doesn't really go away.
Right. Right.
Like you probably might lose like half a size or the most, but that type of thing never goes away.
Right.
So I just thought the lady was crazy.
Yeah.
So
No, but even at that age, right? Someone as a teenager hearing those things, they're gonna be like, oh, okay, I guess. But you were like, nah, boo boo. Are you kidding me? No, I'm not doing that. Doesn't make sense. So have you always been kind of that way? Just kind of like being able to see through the BS, if you will, and understand that I don't have to do certain things to get on. I have the common sense that you keep talking about. Has that always been something that's in you?
like my father said, I'm a stubborn type of person, but I think that actually saved me a lot. Sometimes it got me in trouble also, but I'm not. My parents taught me like we type of people that we don't follow. We do what we want to do. So that's the way I grew up. So it's like I've never been like, oh, follow, do this. This is what you got to do, or there's always alternative. This is life. So it's like, you know, um, basically that's why I kind of like America because you don't have to. And it's like if you don't fit in somewhere, then maybe that's not a place for you. That's just the way I'm looking at it. Like regular school is not for everybody. There's alternative school, there's homeschooling, there's so many options. So I just think like trying to fit into something, changing yourself is something I never believed in.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's dope. You said a mouthful right there, which is just the fact that being in this country, you got choices and you don't have to, settle. And if you don't fit in, cool, don't fit in, fit somewhere else. I love that. I think everybody needs to hear that. Did you get that type of mindset from your parents? That's something that you would say you clean from them or just experience?
I think it's probably has something to do with me growing up in Europe. My parents, the interracial couples, so they didn't care. So just did what they want. They was the first people to do this, do that, set trends. So basically, like society doing this, they're doing totally something different. So they always did what they wanted to do, how they wanted to do it. And as long as you're not breaking the law, nobody can tell you what the hell you should do with your life. So
I love it. I love it. So
no, because it's like you cannot like me, you don't have to like me, but as long as you cannot lock me out for it, I'm not doing anything wrong.
It's true. I love that. Right? Listen, hey, you might not like me, but it ain't illegal.
Exactly.
That's dope. And I like that because we talk about mindsets, right? And the thought is, listen, at the end of the day, you don't try to force yourself into something simply because that's what society is saying. That's the mold you got to fit in. If you don't fit in, try something else. That's so good to me. I'm gonna move on though, because that's got me feeling, I'm about to feel some type of way about that. So here we are. We are in the States. We doing a little bit of modeling. Level Ray J. Caviar. How'd you
Okay.
get that gig?
I mean, I was already kind of established a little
At that
bit.
point?
I had a photographer, dear friend of mine. He was kind of like my manager.
Mhm.
I mean, I wasn't no big time, but I was pretty known model locally.
You said,
Um,
don't put some respect on my name. I love
I mean,
it.
for TV, like I don't have to be famous to know my worth. So I mean, I was already established in my own mindset.
I love it.
But my friend was just basically he was out of the club and so was doing auditions, and because of I guess Ray's reputation at the time,
Mhm.
no, like a lot of beautiful women sometimes don't want to associate themselves with drama or like controversial situations. So no models wanted to do the show. So girls from Chicago wanted to do his show.
Mhm.
So basically he was like, would you be interested? And I'm like, oh yeah, you mean like he just was fresh out of the porno thing
Mhm.
that was trending at the time.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
I mean, he was like not an ugly dude. So I was like, I mean, it was cold at the moment in Chicago. So I'm like, okay, that's LA. Like I don't mind going to LA right now. It's freezing here. And plus for modeling in Chicago in the wintertime, that's off season. There's nothing going on. So we
Gotcha.
only have like summertime. It's our own season for gigs and stuff like that. So I wasn't really doing too much of anything.
So
But
so couple things that I get from that. I love the fact that you were like, well, I was up in my mind, I was established. So, it wasn't like I needed to, but it was an opportunity. I love that. And uh what would you say you were able to cling from that experience that propelled you forward, if you will, after that?
oh well, basically I got to travel. I got to quit. Like I mean, I was doing a little dancing on the side. I was able to walk away from that.
Okay. Okay.
Because it's like because even though I worked at the club,
Mhm.
and nobody really knew who I was, like as
Mhm.
far as my modeling stuff, it was different type of clientele there.
Sure.
People that don't watch regular TV, let's just put it that way. And I kind of wanted to be low key. But it to me, it's like going to the club every week is still a job. And I kind of wanted to work for myself and kind of do something that doesn't require me to go somewhere every like consistently. Because
Yeah, yeah.
even though I go there every weekend, it's still a job to me.
Right.
And I wanted to so much to not have a job,
Love it.
if that makes sense.
Makes
And
complete
that
sense.
opportunity gave me like that freedom to like travel, host parties, and not go back to the freaking club. you know?
Mm. So just like hosting parties off of the strength of, caviar. That
Yeah.
okay.
Like basically for like a year or two, I was just partying and getting paid. It was great.
I love it. Okay. Who came up
Yeah.
with caviar?
Basically. But I mean, a couple of other girls from other shows was doing the same thing. So yeah.
So let me ask you something, because and this is going to come up a couple times, but I know the answer is going to be different every time I ask it. But you're from the Ukraine, come to the States, you're doing a little bit of modeling, making some noise, you're on this show. What made you think that you could be successful at that? Like, what was your mindset to be like, yeah, I'll do Ray J. Are you kidding me? Let's go. Like, what made you think that you could do that? And the reason why I say that is because a lot of people get opportunities, but they don't feel like they're the one that could do it, so they don't. And I want to speak to those people. Like, what made you say, are you kidding me? Yeah, let's go. Come on, let's do this.
I mean, I wouldn't say like I was young, I was arrogant.
Okay.
Basically, I was like, I will walk in places like I will go to Trump Towers and like sit at the bar. I didn't care. Like, I mean, because I'm like, why not? I'm here. Like, I mean, I have
Mhm.
an ID. I'm 21. Like, why wouldn't I? But some people like when I was doing auditions, I would call my girlfriend and I'm like, okay, it's an open audition. She's like, well, I didn't get my hair done. I'm like, girl, I can't even afford to get my hair done, and I'm still going. I'm gonna put something together. But I went as I was, and it's basically you work with what you got until you get, you know,
what you want.
get some money and get your stuff fixed up. But I always work with what I got before I got, what I needed. But some people was like, oh, well, my hair is not that. I'm like, girl, I don't even get my hair done. I'm just going however, like God made me basically.
I love it. No, that's so dope, because you know what? A lot of people, they say that, right? When I get this, then I'll do that, right? When I get the money.
Well, tomorrow is not guaranteed for nobody. So it's like, what makes you think tomorrow, you even gonna be able to do this, So a lot of time, like when I was younger, I did without thinking. Maybe that's why I just didn't care, because I was living for the moment. I wasn't thinking like about tomorrow. I'm like, no, this is happening today, so we're going today. Right. If I'm able to go, I'm doing it today. So I had a very fast moving type of attitude. Like I didn't have a 5-year plan. The college wasn't in the books for me. So I was like hustling basically.
You had a right now plan.
Yeah, exactly. Because some people are like, well, you waiting for what, Jesus to come back? Like, I'm not doing that. Like, I don't even know what I'm gonna do in 2 years. Like, so like I didn't have a plan. My parents came here with like, this is it. We can't pay for your college. We can't pay for nothing for you. So you have to figure it out, So, and then I didn't speak English when I got here. So, I really had it hard, but I made it happen. So
that's so awesome, because your story is really inspiring. And I say that because you're coming from another country, not able to speak English. Parents are saying, well, barely, not well, right? Parents are saying, listen, this is what we got. It is what it is. And we have so many people in this country who have way better opportunities. And the littlest thing, they make an excuse for not moving forward, right? Well, I'm in this neighborhood, so I can't make it. Or my parents are divorced, so I can't make it. Or, I'm black, so I can't make it. Or I'm light skinned, so I can't make it. And I really appreciate your story, because it tells people it don't matter, right? You got to believe in yourself and make it do what it do.
Well, I get that attitude, I think, from my dad, because my dad was like, okay, he's an African guy. He's from Nigeria. He likes to go jogging, and, like I said, in Ukraine, it's 99. Well, back then, it's a little more touristy now. But back then, I was born in USSR, meaning the border was closed. You cannot come there unless you're invited or something. So nobody can, there's no tourism. Now it's different, but back then, you're the only Black guy that people probably see once in a lifetime, or maybe you'd be lucky if you see one person of color a day. Like, you'll be lucky. Yeah. So basically, and my dad is dark skin, like dark skin, and he's like, I'm being called monkey every day. And I'm like, Dad, how the hell you didn't bounce? Like, he's like, but he's like, I know I'm not a monkey. So, my dad had that strength, and he always told me, he's like, okay, take a $100 bill, spit on it, walk on it, pick it up. Is it still a $100 bill? Yes, it is. So it doesn't matter. He's like, it doesn't matter if you fail, your value don't really go down. Because people say something about you, you still you.
Ooh, you better say it, girl.
People can say you're a monkey, but am I a monkey? I'm not freaking I'm not gonna become a monkey because somebody's saying it.
Right. You don't have to
like, I wish they can do magic like that, but they can't.
I love it.
Like, my dad is an amazing person. And he got a PhD in Russian. Coming from Nigeria, he learned Russian. That's a way, like, English is a little easier to learn. Like, Russian is harder to learn.
You say he got his PhD in Russian?
Yeah. That's why he was there in the first place. He got a scholarship for college, yes.
That's what brought, okay.
Yeah.
Listen, y'all heard it first. You don't have to be what people call you. Just because they call it, that don't mean that's you. I love it.
Exactly.
I love it. But we fall victim to that. And that's, not to go off on a tangent, but that's why social media is a blessing, but it's a curse at the same time, right? Because people look at that and they go, I want to be that if I don't get the likes or whatever, what have you. But anyways, Bethany, we're going to move on. So here we are. Now we are hyped off of the after effects of being on Everybody Loves Ray J. You move into the adult film industry, and you find success there. That's not an easy. There is no. Well, okay. Let me say this: the entertainment industry in general is extremely hard to get into. So again, I ask you, what made you go, I could do that and be successful?
I never thought. I mean, I never said I couldn't do it. I just never, I mean, there's nothing I cannot do unless it's like something. And if I cannot do it, I can probably learn how to do it. But when I used to dance at the club, we will have like all these porn star come and feature dance and stuff like that. And I was like, damn, they can just come and do like 2 dances and get paid and leave, and I don't have to be like stuck here like me all night. But then I'm like, but then again, I was like, oh, well, you have to have sex since they don't really pay that much. Like I make the same money without doing anything here. So to me it was like money wise, but then I was always interested about it. Like I think I've seen Tara Patrick on E Channel when she was doing the rock star. She was like somebody's rock star wife or something like that.
Yeah. I can't remember, but I remember on was like VH1.
And I met her and I was like, that's the most beautiful woman I've seen, because she's like tall Asian chick, because she's like mixed with white. She's like tall like me, 5'10", but she's Asian body. So yeah, and she came to my club a long time ago and featured dance. And so I always was like fascinated with the lifestyle. And I'm like, you only live once. Like you don't want to wait till you're like 80, because then you can't do it. But I always thought like I had a reputation to protect, my modeling, like, but then everybody, like my reputation was such a trash. Like every guy was talking trash about me in Chicago. So I'm like, I don't have no reputation to protect. So fuck it. Let's give them, if they want to see this, let's give them what they want. There you go.
I love it.
I have such a bad rap sheet. It's the biggest hole of the whole city. Great. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yep. Like I'm already labeled that. So what else are you gonna say? Nothing. Like let's give you what you're asking for.
I dig it. So if that's how you see me, now you're gonna pay me to see me that way. I love it. And you, and so you're doing adult films and you see some success. Like how many movies would you say you've done?
I mean, honestly, I was terrified. I was like, if I suck or I hate it, I'm gonna do it once. I'm never gonna touch it again. Yeah. And that's that. Like, like I said, my emotion in life, don't mock it until you try it at least once. Okay.
I don't know. I've never tried okra. I don't like it. I'm knocking it. I'm never gonna try it. Same with chitlins.
Well, I mean, that's different, but it's like if something you're curious about, try it, and then you can say, okay, I hated it. That's it. I don't like it, but at least you have a reason. I don't like people that say I don't like something. I'm like, well, how can you not like something if you don't know anything about it?
I dig it.
So I did. I think I was gonna have a heart attack, but I was like, okay, this is not so bad. It was actually cool. Like, but I had a good agent. I had a good environment. I had a great agent. He's like, listen, this is your body. It's you, the boss. Like I work for you, not the other way around. Like, so if you don't want to do something, there's nobody on that set will tell you otherwise. You are free to walk out at any time. I'll be out there. Just call me. I'll come get you. Like you don't have to do anything. You don't have to be pressured to do anything. And I'm gonna get you the same amount of money that the shoot paid. It was very simple.
That's what's up. Okay, so you had somebody that was looking out for your best interest in a very difficult industry.
I mean, you have to, because some people will say, well, they want to negotiate. I'm like, well, your body's not for negotiation. This is the rate. If you don't have it, you either pay it or you don't. Like, it's very simple.
So we're gonna. So man, what a journey. Let me ask you this. And this is awesome because again, a lot of people, they look and they go, I could do that, whatever it is, but they go, but if only. So that's why I appreciate your story. And what I want to know is, between being a model in Ukraine as a young kid, essentially, to coming to America, to modeling, dancing at the club, Everybody Loves Ray J, and into the adult industry, what were some of the biggest challenges you would say that you ran into, and then how did you overcome those challenges?
I mean, I think the challenges that I'm running into is probably right now, but I want to like, you know, I don't do porn like mainstream anymore. And that stopped in 2020.
Mhm.
But now it's like, okay, aftermath, I'm like, am I gonna get bothered like afterwards? And yeah, I still get bothered. I still get perceived like, well, I have this much money, would you go out with me? And I'm like, fuck, like, you know, like me, I need like I still kind of battling with that respect sense a little bit because it's like you just perceive like I'm like, well, listen, everybody have sex, I get it. But just because I put myself out there, that doesn't mean like you can just approach me and just be like, here you go. Like you're not gonna approach me that way if I didn't do that.
Right.
You see what I mean? Like if I was just like a college student or something like that, you're not just gonna come up to me. But then again, nowadays I don't even know what's wrong with people.
So all right, so let me ask you, since you brought that up, because we talking about mindset here, what makes you go, I'm never going to get past this part of my life?
I'm going to get past it because I'm
Okay.
going to demand my respect. Like, you know, like, and I do demand that. I'm like, you know, first of all, I'm going to hang up the phone. I'm going to block the emails. Like, you know, first of all, I won't even appreciate that no matter what. Like, I understand, you know, but just for you to just step to me that way is very disrespectful.
I love it. So if y'all didn't catch that, bottom line is what she's saying is I have too much respect for myself to even let that keep me from moving forward. I love that because, and I brought that up because, you know, I want to make sure people understand that you can transition from whatever, right? People, you know, you might have done one thing, and a lot of times people's past experiences, even if they were successful, hold them there. And that's why I bring it up, is because I want people to understand that you can move past even your successes. You don't have to be stuck in one moment in your life. And your answer to that is you're gonna have to respect the fact that I'm moving on.
I mean, I moved on from the reality TV. I didn't want to be in the box anymore. Bethany Benz, that was my name. I created that character.
Yeah, yeah.
So that whole point, that was all me. So the whole point and persona, that's all me. So if I can pass that, like, you know, go from that, you know, because people was like, well, you're not gonna succeed in that. I'm like, whatever, I'm gonna succeed in whatever I'm doing. It doesn't matter what it is. So it's like there is no boxes, and America is, you know, full of boxes, which I don't like boxes. And that's why I said, like, you know, even when you know, there's a race card. Well, now they got the other box for me because I'm a mixed race, and that's what it is. I don't identify with like one race. I'm sorry, like I just don't. And it's that box. It's like you're not gonna put me in no box. Like I'm a lot of things, and there you go. So
It is what it is. You gotta take me as I am. I love it. All right. So we out of the industry. Now you're doing your own thing. You have BethanyBenzClub.com. And I'm gonna say this in this no disrespect because I want you to speak on it, but then you got the nerve to write a book. Talk to me about that. What made you say I'm an author now? Let's go.
I always wanted to write a book because people are just like, oh my God, like what the fuck are you? Like, I'm like, no, seriously, like people are like, are you Indian? You have a Muslim last name? Like, are you black or are you white? Or like, what the fuck? Like, are you like European? Like what are you doing? Like, why do you have an accent? Like, I like meeting somebody like me, I think confuses a lot of people that want to be in that box thing or whatever.
What you ain't trying to have.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna fit into for those people because I think when people meet people, especially in America, the first things they ask you is they're trying to be rude, like, what's your name? How old are you? What do you do? Like, that's very rude. I don't have to tell you shit. Like, I do me and move on with my life. Like,
you want I do?
No, that's
I do
very
me.
disrespectful. I don't ask a person, what do you do right off the bat? Like, I think if the conversation is gonna go further, you probably will tell me what you want me to know, and that's okay with me. Like, I'm not a police officer, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not gonna drill you. You know.
Okay. So what's the book about?
It's my autobiography, basically.
Okay, so it's your story.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. It's called The Black Book, right?
The Black Book of Bethany.
Bethany, yes. All right. So where can people? We not wrapping up, but I'm gonna drop in right now. Where the people can buy it at?
On Amazon.com.
Okay. So the Black Book of Bethany. Get it? You can get the whole story. We just getting a little piece.
Yeah.
Here. All right. So here we are. You got your website. You got the book. You kind of moving past. Not moving past, but doing additional things. You've done music videos, you have the reality TV shows, you have the OnlyFans page, you still utilize that. So you have a bunch of stuff going on.
Definitely.
Okay, what's next? What's happening with you? Tell the people what you got going on.
Well, I'm definitely got some independent films coming up, so that's going to be dropping probably either this year of the Halloween slasher and hooker slasher, and next year we have some other movies coming up. That's Slumber Party 2.
Mhm.
So yeah, and Greed and Loyalty also. So I'm going to be in a few films.
Okay. I'm a little excited about the Halloween slasher because I'm kind of in that. I got a little doing a little something in that, so I'm excited.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
So we're gonna be both in the same. Okay, I'm proud of you. Like you like team, we got on the same the same movie credits.
Yeah, I can't drop what I do, but I am in that movie. All right, so we have some movies going on. Is that something you trying to like go forward with? Like you're really interested in doing movies? Like is that like the next steps for you, or are you just still on plan right now? It is what it is.
Yeah, I like doing movies, but I never wanted to be the Halle Berry. I don't want to I don't want to be the main character. I'm sorry, that's too many lines for me. I want to have like a solid character, but not the main character. I never wanted to be like the main person in the movie business.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I have a couple more questions. We're gonna wrap this up for you because I know you're a busy person. First off, it's gonna be advice, right? And this is twofold. So you have someone who might be working a 9 to 5 right now, all this talent bubbling up inside them, and they don't know what to do next. I want your advice for that person. What would you tell that person? What do they need to do to take that next step to just go and do it?
I mean, just as far as leaving the job, I say never leave your job.
Whatever. It's just whatever. Just doing what's in their heart.
I would say never leave your job, but the job that you can always you can always get a job. But I mean, as far as like your talent, you don't want to be like a 50-year-old rapper. I mean, but it can still happen. But what I mean is anything is possible. You just kind of want to do it now versus later. So whatever you build in, the sooner you start, the better, because it's gonna take time. Nothing happens overnight.
That's great.
Just like when you was a baby, you didn't become 21 overnight. You didn't start walking overnight. So just like you can't be in the front seat, like success doesn't just come overnight. Like nobody's gonna knock on your door with $1 million check. It doesn't happen.
That's great advice. If you're gonna do it, go ahead and get started on it at least, right? Because it's gonna take time.
I mean, it doesn't have to take a long time, but you still have to like build something. Like you can't just go from 0 to 100 in 1 second.
Nice. So nice.
Yeah, if you're a rapper or model or whatever, you want to like at least locally start, networking and seeing what's going on, and at least put the word out there. Networking is very important. Okay. Either versus social media or however else.
Okay. So what about people who are doing things similar, whether it be OnlyFans, whether it be influencing, whether it be making movies, similar to industries that you're in right now? What are some things that you can offer that you've learned that you can tell them to, hey, make sure you focus on this, avoid that, whatever? And you don't have to spend 30 years telling it, but just some real quick pointers.
Well, I would say entertainment business is very stressful. So I would just say do things on your own time, because it's a 24/7 type of business. It doesn't sleep. It doesn't have time zones. You can do this 24/7. So the industry will work you and spit you out. So I think you need to be on your best and take care of you first, because yeah, like dealing with entertaining businesses, like sometimes it's just like I just want to shoot myself. It's
Right.
very, very mentally and physically challenging.
Sure. I believe that.
Yeah, because it's like every day you're trying to do something new, something new, something new. So it's not for everybody, basically. So some people, if they want that stability, maybe it's not for you because it's nothing stable about unstable business.
But pace yourself. I like that. I like the fact that you said, hey, it's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So it's not like you got to get it in a certain time period. That's really good advice.
Yeah, I mean, because like at one point, I know some people that just like wore themselves out. They did that. I'm like, just because somebody keeps calling you doesn't mean you gotta pick it up. You go there when you're on your best, when you feeling your best, when you're gonna do your work your best. That's when you go do it. You don't want to just do work that other people want you to do. You want to do your best work.
All right. So lastly, and then I'm gonna let you plug everything you need to plug. I have a segment called I Made It When I Make It. All right. So it's just a couple quick questions. We're gonna go through it and then you answer however you want. All right. We're gonna get a little bit of insight on you. So what's one big purchase that you got that you never thought you could have before?
Excuse me. What does that
So
mean?
so like what's one thing that you purchased that you bought for yourself that young Bethany was like, there's no way in the world I could ever get this. That now that you done your thing, you were like, man, I'm getting this. Let's go. It could be a house, it could be a purse, it could be a car, it could be sneakers, it could be a dog.
Um, I don't know. I guess like the $100,000 BMW I had. Yeah.
Hey, I mean, that's something.
But I got rid of it because I was like, man, the maintenance is a little harsh.
I dig it. Listen, but you had it. It's yours. Maybe you couldn't deal with the maintenance, screw it, but at the end of the day, you got it. All right.
Yeah.
What's one item that's on your list to get that you're working towards that you like when I get here, I'm copping this?
My item, I mean, maybe it could be a better credit score. I don't really care for things. So yeah.
Listen, that's good too. We need that. We need that credit. Don't ask me what my credit score is, by the way.
No, my credit score is like doing a blowjob right now. Basically. DJ.
I love it. How many as you travel through this journey, because you've done your thing, people know your name. They know the character you created. They know your brand, right?
Okay.
How many new cousins and family members have come out since you started this journey that maybe
None.
none? So
none. Because they're all in Africa. So no.
Okay.
So I don't want to. I don't want to hear it. You don't even have to be anybody for them to ask you for money. But I'm not as close with my African family because I wasn't really raised there. So,
got you.
Yeah.
So if they come running like I'm your cousin from Nigeria, like nah, bro, back up off me.
I mean, I will say hi. That's.
I love it. What's one thing you wish you would have done sooner?
Stop caring.
Oh, okay. Stop caring. Stop caring about what people think about you, or just like in general across.
Yeah, general. Like I think I'm too nice of a person, so I should just been like. I think I was like a bitch already, but I should have been a bigger one. I regret that.
Okay. Being a little more protective, like nah, beat it, bro.
Yeah.
What's one thing you wish you would have waited on?
That's a good one. I would say what I wish I would have waited on. Probably the adult industry decision, but I think the age I done it all was a kind of like a good age. So I should have thought through it a little more.
Okay. Maybe really thought what was about to happen to you, but at the end of the day, that was a good time frame to do it in.
Yeah, that was a perfect time frame.
Okay. Listen, first and foremost, again, I really appreciate you for taking this moment and this time.
Definitely.
For my little show. And
nothing is too little.
I love it. Thank you. You're right. Let me take that back. You're absolutely right. and motivating the people. Tell the people what they need to look, where they need to go, whether it be Instagram, your website, how they find you, how they find your book, how they talk to the people, let them know, plug your stuff.
Well, I mean, this is your girl Bethany, and you definitely can find me on BethanyBenzClub.com. My Instagram is Club Bethany Benz. And my Twitter is Sexy Bethany Benz. So everything is on my website, everything is on my Instagram. Follow me, check me out. So
awesome. Awesome. So y'all make sure y'all check her out. Check the website, check Twitter, check Instagram. Be on the lookout. She's in a couple of movies. One that I'm gonna be in with her. And again, I appreciate it, and I look forward to all your future projects. And I wish nothing but the best for you. And hopefully we can do this again sometime.
Yes, definitely. Enjoy your night.
Awesome. Again, I appreciate you. Thank you for joining.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Absolutely. Listen, y'all. That was the Bethany Benz. And I can't say enough how excited that I was to have her. Do yourself a favor, please, 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 please check out her websites, Twitter, Instagram. She got some movies coming. She's got the book, the Black Book of Bethany. Make sure you check that out. And listen, this was Money Mindset, and I appreciate y'all. And do me a favor, like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, Marcus L. Mason, and y'all be blessed.